Hey guys, welcome to another one of our videos. I'm the Worm, this is the Proton. Today we're doing a review that we did receive a product free of charge. That's a bit roundabout. It's not going to affect our review of the product, it's going to be a true and honest review as always. Today we are reviewing the Re-buildable Nova tank for the Vgo2.
It's a small one, it's a 2mm one, as it states, because they do the small and large, which is 3.5.
Just for everybody else out there, it's the Mini Nova. For 808.
Yeah, 808 Mini Nova basically.
It is a Mini Nova 808, but take it out of the box and it comes in a nice little styrofoam kit like that. You've got your Nova with a 2.4 head in it, you've got a 2.8 and a 1.8 replaceable one.
The 2.8
single width, yeah. So same as every other kit.
It's very similar to a 510 Mini Nova kit so far.
Out of the box, the only difference straight away that I've noticed is you've got this already blending cone already on the device, so
it's not a bad thing. Well,
it's Ego threaded, I believe.
It is Ego threaded, but it's not 808 threaded.
No.
So weird. So I mean, it sold on an 808 site. Can you use this on a 510 device?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
it didn't fire. I did try it.
Maybe that pin's just not quite long enough. Okay, so it's going to go on your Ego threading, but all the batteries are sold are Ego threaded.
I have got a little JacVapour little 400 mAh battery, which is 808. So
808. 4.2 volt as well, that little battery, which is pretty cool.
So that on that.
That's pretty good actually.
It does swamp the battery, but it's still quite a stealth vape. You know, you could hold that with your button there, and you're good to go. So
I mean, if you had that little battery, you bought the small kit, didn't you? And if you was looking at replacing the crystal, I think they're called the crystals you get with it, the ones that aren't replaceable, with maybe the crystal replaceable, which is like the V3 or the C5. Maybe you could sort of move onto this instead, or
maybe you want
a very
this way.
similar device. But
we've had experience with Novas, technically 510, but we love Novas. The larger Nova, the 3mm tank, 3.5.
It's a 3mm Nova. Actually, no, it is a 3mm Nova.
Is it 3mm?
Yeah, the large one on here is actually 3.5, so you get another half a mil of juice in it, which is good. The large one's $11.99. The small one is $10.19. Available in clear and smoked, which is what that one is there. That's the smoked one.
Anyway, guys, this is you can just remove the tip like that. It's a drip tip, so you can put any other 510 drip tip in there. We did just check. You just unscrew the top, unscrew the bottom. That's basically everything out of its packaging.
Apart from the
atomizer, this is for cleaning. You can then just screw this out. All this can be washed, even this. Just make sure it's dry before you put it back together and start firing the device. But when this blows, get your other one out and you just screw it back on, like so. And then just put your body end back on.
Make sure your body goes the right way, because it has got markings on there to indicate the amount of juice you've got left, which is cool. Another thing I want to point out as well, after having some experience with Novas, this has got O-rings at the bottom of that tank. Which again is pretty cool. It just provides a better seal, obviously, so it's sort of a second guarantee of a seal.
Before we go, guys, I'm just going to fill this up with you, just so we've got it all apart anyway.
I do want to say, whilst I'm sorting juice out, this tank I'm assuming is polycarbonate, not polypropylene, so be careful of some of your juices in there. If you're new to this, you're not going to be aware of these juices, but things like radiator fluid and things like that, beware of those. They might crack the tank.
Yeah, some really strong menthols and technically some like cinnamons,
apparently, stuff like that. I mean,
but this is a sweet flavour we got, so it's not going to affect this tank at all. But you literally, sorry guys, you're going to miss me a little bit. There we go.
Do you want me to focus?
If you can just, yeah.
Oh God, sorry guys. Didn't expect to have to do the focus thing. Where are we?
There we go.
Gone one too far. No.
Go back.
There we go.
There we go.
Sorry,
right, literally, you can see that down the middle there. You don't want to get it down the middle. You can see the coil. You want to put it just to the side.
45-degree angle.
Just blob it in.
Plop it in. Start out slow, and once it starts to get extreme, it'll actually fill fairly quickly. It's not a long process to fill this. Once you get over halfway, you tend to want to tilt your clearomizer up a bit until you reach.
That's about perfect, guys. You just want to be just around where the wicks are.
You don't want to go above those wicks. To be honest with you guys, it's not the way forward, so it'll flood and so on and so forth potentially. But
you get some gurgling and stuff going on. Some funky stuff.
Wicks, you'll be okay.
But I just want to point out, when I first put a new wick in this, I give it a few dry hits. Basically, don't push a button and just to get that fluid through.
Unless, of course, you've got an auto battery, in which case do that before you stick it on your battery, just to get some of that. I mean, realistically, you can leave it for 2 minutes and it'll do the job anyway. It just speeds that process up slightly.
Just saves waiting, because we are impatient.
We are very impatient. it is a. I'd say it's probably there now.
Yeah, it's probably there now.
If you are using the manual batteries from JacVapours, they are 4.2 volts. So the different resistance atomizer heads will run on different voltages. I recommend the 2.4s for the manual 4.2 volt battery. If you're using the automatic battery, they're 3.7 volts. I'd recommend the 1.8 heads, but you get one of the 3 heads that they sell, and the heads are only £1.99 each. You can make your own preference. Sorry, I'm lying. They sell more than 3 heads. Typically, you get a 1.8, a 2.4, and 2.8, and that's all you can buy for it. But these will actually sell you a 1.8, a 2.4, a 2.8, a 3.2, and a 4 ohm head.
Never seen that anywhere else.
Seen that anywhere else, and they're £1.99 each, which is very good price because usually atomizer heads are about £2.50 or £3. So thumbs up for that, JacVapour, very good. We're just having a couple of puffs. I'm guessing he's going to let me have a go in a minute. We haven't actually ever tried a mini Nova. We've only ever tried normal sort of standard size 3mm tank Novas or the bigger ones. So this is interesting. We did want to do a mini Nova, and we now are doing a mini Nova. It's 808, but that's not going to be a major thing.
Straight off the back, guys. I mean, that reminds me of my Nova days. It's performing exactly the same as the 510 equivalent of the Nova. It's banging.
It's very slightly looser than 510, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's flavour's great, vapour's great. We love the Nova. I don't care how it comes to me, as long as I can screw that on some sort of device and use it. Novas are the way forward for beginners to looking into going into further. As you can rebuild this one as well, it does state that, because you can re-whip those heads, but obviously that's a little bit more advanced again. But when you start going to like Waltz Novas and that end, you're looking. It says rebuildable. Give me the mouse. It says.
Oh, so it does.
Rebuildable Nova.
When they say rebuildable, I don't think they say it the same way that we think of it. Though I think rebuildable,
they mean replaceable,
apart and replace
but you
heads.
can rebuild it.
You can re-whip these heads yourself. It just takes a little bit of know-how. We've done a couple of videos on that. Yeah, off the bat, it's actually performing really well. I mean, basically, as I'd expect a Nova to perform, which is good. They do perform well. They perform better than the C5 equivalents I always have done on JAC or JacVapour. They're around the same kind of price. This is where I would put my money if I was looking at. I'm lying. I'd put it on the 3.5mm tank, but this Nova is where I put my money all the time when it comes to clear misers. Should we get onto our little 5-point hitter?
Yeah.
Looks.
I mean, it's a Nova. It looks wicked. It really does. It's one of the best looking clear misers out there. So it's like a 9.5 for me. It really is. I do like it in the smoked little case it's got in there. So the clear. I do generally like the clear, but that actually looks really good with the mini Nova.
Right, that was mentioned something. You can buy these cases. They are £1.99 each. They've got the black. I think they've got the clear. No other colours on now.
No, it's just black and clear, which is like, it's not really black. It's more like a smoked effect, but it does say actually smoked black plastic. So there we go. But yeah, it looks. It's a 9. It really is.
Looks. I like the kind of. I do like the way it all looks, especially when it's that kind of size as well, because it performs like a Nova does. And if you're new to this, that is good. But it's, as Mum said, hand sized. It's palm sized with this 400mAh battery on. But you can quite happily put 600 or 650 or whatever it is you've got onto that and be very happy with it. It's a very satisfying vape. But it looks for me 9 heads. The Novas are good looking, I think.
Usability. I mean, you fill it up with juice and you're ready to go, really. I mean, it comes already assembled with a head in there. Screw it onto your battery, fill it up with juice. If you're using it out of the box, it's a 10. If you're going to be getting to like washing it and replacing the actual head in there, it's still like a 9, because washing it is literally like 3 parts. 4 if you include the head. Rinse them out, put them on the windowsill, leave them for half hour, or damp them with some towel. Done.
Usability for me, to be honest with you, with a clear miser, they're all fairly similar in terms of usability. It's just a head that you've got to replace, a tank that you've got to screw together when you wash it out and stuff, and then you've got to pour juice down it. Pouring juice down, that wasn't a problem. You've got a little bit less gap than you would have with the 3.5mm one, but there's an ample enough gap there that you can pour it down quite happily. If that was a C5 or a crystal replaceable, from here they narrow at the top and it gets a bit tight down there when you're trying to pour juice in quick. This doesn't have that same problem because it's a sort of cylindrical all the way up. Yeah, usability for me, even with replacing heads and stuff, is a 9. It's very easy to use. It's not hard at all.
Maintenance of this thing, like I say, it's just really rinsing it out and replacing your head. It's not very hard to maintain at all. I mean, it's a 10. It really is. There's nothing more to say to that. It all comes apart in 4 bits if you include the 8 head. point, wash them out, you're done. Maintenance, done.
I do basically agree with it. I mean, your heads realistically can last you between 1 and 2 weeks, depending on, or longer, depending on what you do with them. But maintenance, if you use it, it's just buying a head and replacing it every week. All you've got to do is wash it out when you change flavours, and then chuck a new head in when it needs it. So that is going to get a 10 for maintenance, as Novas usually do. But I do want to say at this point, you take them heads out once a week, chuck them in some vodka, leave them overnight, let them air dry. Whilst you're doing that, stick a different one in there and then work them to a rotation. Realistically, them heads will last you a month that way easily. That's going to knock it down a little bit to like a 9, but it is going to save a bit of money. So it's up to you. If you just want to buy a new one every time, spend £2 a week and put a new head in it, or every 2 weeks put a new head in it, then do that. If you want to make them last a little bit longer, do that. As we said, you can re-wick these, in which case, and if that's what you're going to do, maintenance goes a bit lower still. But again, you're doing it to save money. It's not a reflection on the device. No. So just bear that in mind.
Flavour and Vapour. We love the Novas for their flavour and vapour compared to other clearomisers. They outperform all of them, really. They really do. And this is no exception. This is still a Nova. It's just been made smaller. In the clearomiser range, they're like 9.5s on both. Compare it to some higher end devices, they're dropping to like 6, 7. But bear that in mind, that is towards high end devices that are costing like 50 quid plus for the device alone. So
not including the big battery you need to run it and so on and so forth. Your flavour and vapour, again, as well, just said, the flavour of it is pretty good compared to what I'm used to. It's not super duper because I'm used to dripping, but the flavour of it for what it is good. So I'm going to give it, in the clearomiser range, it's a 9. A vapour is nice and thick. It's just the right temperature. You get plenty of it. It's a 10 for vapour for what it is. Alright, and I mean, in this range, I mean, even on this site, realistically, you're looking at this, the 3.5mm version of this, or you're looking at the crystal replaceable, which is the C5 kind of thing, but 808. This is where, if you want something that's going to blend with your battery that size, this is where I put my money on the Mini Nova. If you're not too worried about size, I'd get the bigger one, 3.5mm, but these are both going to perform basically the same, the Mini and the bigger one. So,
or they call it the Re-buildable Nova tank for the Vgo2. So,
well, it's a Re-buildable Nova tank.
Yeah, for the Vgo2. That's the 808 in it. So.
Down there, you also got a large.
Sorry guys, we are flapping to each other.
We do talk in between ourselves as well as doing videos. You're on overall, mate.
Overall, bearing in mind its price and the fact that it's a clearomiser, it's reasonably priced compared to other sites. It's around about the same sort of price, just on an 808 connection instead of a 510. 9. It really is. It's gonna smash every other clearomiser that you can buy.
Yeah, overall for me, yeah, I mean, it is reasonably priced. It's very good price actually, thinking about it. I mean, a Mini Nova kit on 510, even if you buy the cheap ones that don't usually perform as well as the kind of the better quality ones, a bit more, they're still around this kind of price. This isn't a cheap one. And I do want to point out as well with this is you do get your cone threading with it, and typically you'd use this on a Ego or Vgo device, like if it was 510 or 808. So you'd use it on that kind of size thing. Let's face it, if you've got a mini one, you want it to blend. So why would you have a big mod or whatever else on the end of it? So I think the price gets even a little bit better because you've got no need to buy the skirt that attaches to it. And for £10.19 with 380 heads, you could realistically for a month off this.
Plus, also these the replaceable core heads in the top are 50p cheaper than anywhere else we've seen them. So again, another plus on saving you money. If you are going to be rebuying these every week, it's going to save you that 50p every week, and then you got basically get one for free if you're going with the alternatives out there. So you are saving money even if you are.
I mean, this in our opinion is the best way to do or to vape for this kind of area. Not so much price range, just in this area.
Yeah.
When you got like, so you clearomise everything else, this is where we would put our money. This is where we did put our money and recommend that people put their money, because you're going to get the best vape available in its class and as well for the price.
I do want to point out though, we were both quite heavy smokers. He was especially heavy when he gets stressed out, and he does happen a lot. But this kit was the thing that got us to stay off the fags. We started on the crystals / C5s from other sites for 510 equivalents. They were all right. They did get us off the fags initially, but we was niggling for that extra pump, and this gave it.
I haven't really had that niggling extra pump, but I think the best way to describe it is the crystal or the V3 or the V3 on here is a battery, on JacVapour is a battery, but on a lot of other sites it's a clearomiser, same as the crystal. that got us off of the fags, whereas this got us into vaping.
Yeah.
I think that's the distinction. This you won't want to quit smoking if you buy this kit. You want to continue doing it, but you quit vaping if you buy this kit. You want to continue doing it, and that's the road that we took. This is an alternative to smoking as opposed to a means to end it altogether for us anyway. So that's what this is definitely where I put my money. There's no two ways about that.
If you're looking into vaping as not smoking, this. If you are looking to give up, go with the crystal.
It's very simple. Very simple. I mean, you could buy a battery from JacVapour, you could buy a Re-buildable and everything else. But to be honest with you, that little kit that we did the other day, the little mini crystal kit, the Vgo2 kit, you got 2 of these little batteries, charger, and all the other stuff, and you've got a couple of clearomisers, which would be absolutely great to use as they are.
And a lanyard.
And a lanyard, so you got it around your neck, and then you could literally just chuck your Nova on top and some juice, and then you're happily vaping away, spending 30-40 quid a month maximum, and that includes buying a new Nova every month if that's what you was doing. If you're just buying heads and juice, 20-25 quid a month.
Yeah.
And then you're away, you're vaping, you're quite happy, and you're spending a lot less than most people would in a couple of days on fags.
Yeah.
Let alone an entire month. So yeah, definitely very good. We always recommend this. We still do recommend this.
We recommend this to all our friends, and I'm even trying to get my sisters on it. So
indeed. So
and they are a pain in the asses.
They are, because they don't want to stop smoking the dirty wrong'uns. But no, definitely. I know they do watch these videos as well. So if you're watching this, you pair of wrong'uns, quit smoking. But yeah, no, it's a very, very good place to put your money. This is a very, very nicely presented, well-built piece of kit. It definitely does the job as it should do, and it exceeds expectations for the price, as all Novas do. So I think that's kind of where we're leaving this. So
yeah, I think we're done on this one.
I think we're pretty much done, guys. Definitely thumbs up for this. I would definitely take a look at it, and if you're looking for a new clearomiser, this is the one you want. This or the 3.5mm, but either way, make it one of these.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Mr. Proton. It's been the Worm.
See you soon.
Okay.